us in, nah, nah, let us in, nah, nah. I got knowledge, I got wisdom, they're my friends, nah, nah, let us in, nah, nah, let us in, nah, nah. I got knowledge, I got wisdom, they're my friends, nah, nah. Fuck being humble,
We
I'm
back,
on the
yo.
roller coaster, feeling this for way too long. Ain't sick of saying the flow, bitch, I'm tired of being broke. I want the highs
In the new area,
fuck staying humble, nigga. I know
the
I'm
stew
the
area,
fuck staying humble, nigga. On the owner in the coast, been feeling this for way too
where a lot
long.
of
Niggas sick of
greatness has
saying the
been
flow,
made
bitch, I'm tired of
the
being
past
broke.
few
I want
years.
the highs and the lows, fuck staying humble, nigga.
This is your boy IL Moldune.
BSR KEM, and it's
This is Soul by the Sound.
sound. So what's good? How you been? New area, new energy.
Hell yeah, I'm just vibing, bro.
Yeah.
Just trying to get all this shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out what we supposed to talk about today. Cause
Yeah, we kind of, this will be a freestyle for the most part, but we did have a topic. We were talking about like movies. I asked them, yo, like what movie, if somebody came from another country, what movie would we suggest to people? Like as a black cult, like
that we could be proud of.
yeah, that's the key word that we could be proud of, or it's something that was revolutionary. Hell, even a movie that would have showed like our story in America since
In a good light.
in a good light, man. We were kind of reaching low key, bro. We were reaching, man. Like, what did you say? You said Predator 2? Oh no, Vampire.
No, first I started with Vampire in Brooklyn. Because it has science in it.
Yeah.
But
So if a nigga from India who's never
tell him
used
to watch
America,
Vampire in Brooklyn.
like what he said, what do your people make? Your people make. Okay. What movie can you show them? They can show us Bollywood movies or something, but what can we show them? That's positive.
That is a good question. That's not based in horror, because that's where they put all our shit, all our power. They put it in horror movies, so I don't know, dog.
I said the first one that came to mind. Oh, I'm embarrassed. Candyman.
See,
can cut
and
on,
you talking
yeah.
about me. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
Like he said, Vampire in Brooklyn. I said Candyman. It's sad that that's a movie you could just put on and I'll watch it. Like,
I thought we did kind of well in Predator 2.
I think so. I
But the
always
thing
thought
is,
so.
the whole movie we were going against ourselves, though. So
Yeah,
that's why I'm like...
the scene where they put the Obia and stuff in it, that was like two people going to war, like two black gangs going to war in the movie, right? Like the dudes that he hung from the ceiling. Remember the part in Predator 2 where they had the dudes hanging from the ceiling before the Predator came in?
Oh, yeah.
Those were like two gangs going to war.
Yeah, they had them. And then, like, the dude was supposed to be, like, running that police clique and stuff. And then...
See, we have to dig real deep to make sense of this, man. Like, if you guys have any movies, leave it in the comments. But right now, and I think that just goes to show you, like, why would we even be talking about movies in the first place? Because it's a part of programming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's one of think about it throughout history of the world. How did they use propaganda? What was the most effective tool to use propaganda?
Yeah,
Films, right? Films and music.
Sure.
As people who do music and art are somewhat creative, you gotta recognize like the power in that, how that can influence people, movies and music. So that's why we're bringing it up and we're talking about it. And I think it's interesting that I think it's safe to say that we don't have any movies like that. We don't have a Star Wars or an Indiana Jones. Jordan Peele is trying, but not to say those movies were so great, but I mean...
No, I'm just saying, like, where it tries to give us power with, I mean, Spawn, that's about it.
Oh, that was... Damn, man.
That was made by an Irishman.
Yeah, that did have a lot of science in it. The animated series, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was like the dopest black superhero. He wasn't a hero, so
yeah,
he was like one of the first black comic book I guess, anti-heroes.
Yeah, he was dope.
Yeah, he was. Him, Blade was cool too. It had some science in that. What was the other dude? Shadow Man.
Yeah, Shadow Man. Yeah, for sure. But notice how like
Everything's horror.
exactly.
You're
I was
right,
just
bro.
about to say
Everything,
that.
the stuff with a little bit of science is horror. So we have to give an example of.
But remember, horror comes from Heru, and that's what they're truly afraid of. They're afraid of the true Heru coming to bust their ass, and that's why they make all these horror films to kill that energy. That's what I've been explaining all these weeks.
Yeah, he did. I finally get what you were saying. I mentioned to you a movie I was looking at the other day, and you were like, they're trying to kill off the melanin
Exactly.
in the movie. Before I even fully told him what the whole subject, he already peeped it.
Because this is their game.
And you see how it's used to basically wipe you out, to just program you.
Yeah. Because everything
Why don't
starts
we
in the
make?
mind, though.
We have to make movies like that. And when I say we, I don't even mean just black people, just whoever.
First of all, it starts with us because the thing is, nobody's going to respect us until we respect ourselves. The reason why we respect all these other races is because they respect themselves to the highest authority. But when we come here as turn into black Americans, as you would call it, like, it's always, oh, we got to kiss somebody's ass to get where we going.
So we do need movies like that.
Yeah,
It's like for people, it's something therapeutic. And you would think we've been getting those type of movies since COVID. You see in a resurgence of those type of movies, or just not even horror. It's just movies where black people are getting killed by cops or something, and then just the. But to be honest, what progress was made in it? What was is the same results? Niggas just died. A lot of trauma porn.
exactly.
That's really it. It was interesting how, apparently we were going through some type. Niggas were rioting during COVID. You remember that? Niggas was protesting and rioting and stuff.
Oh, because of George
COVID.
Floyd.
Yeah, but nothing really happened out of it. Niggas just got
changed.
A couple movies, got a couple commercials, told that, oh, we accept you in your black struggle.
More pacification, bro.
Let some of y'all write a few scripts. Let y'all get into entertainment, get into certain doors.
But the thing is, they're still writing the same stories that the white people were writing. It's just now, it's
right.
But you know what? It's the slave driver all over again.
Explain.
The slave driver from slave times. The slave driver would be a slave, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they would put him as the slave driver who would whip the other slaves to do the work and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they would be more, more tolerant to listen to them instead of the white person.
Right. Oh yeah, I know what you said. I've heard this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So Uncle
it's
Tom
basically
ass nigga.
Yeah, a bunch of Uncle Tom niggas who got other titles like LGBT, whatever. All these type of people, black queer, black this, black that, and they're writing these scripts, and it's literally the same thing with just black faces.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible movies with just black people in it.
You got it right on the head, sir.
So with everything, I mean, I guess this is an issue. So we here to think of solutions, or give props to people trying, whether it is comics, music, movies, whatever. Because I feel like some people are getting the memo and see what's going on, obviously.
See, the situation with us is that the people who do have like studios and stuff like that, they're more than likely not willing to work with us if we're trying to promote something positive, because they're still playing the game that Hollywood's playing. That's how they got their money. So they can't put out something in their studio that's gonna be the antithesis to that, because that's gonna mess up their money. So the key is figuring out how to build your own, or find our own, if we're gonna be a community.
Yeah.
Find our own studio that actually holds high regard for their people and are gonna let people make those type of movies, and then after that you still have to find a way to promote it and get it out to the people.
Yeah.
But thankfully we have social media and things like that. But I mean, same way like Shatas and all that stuff came out. I mean, if it's supposed to be found, it will be found.
Yeah, because
Not that I'm saying Shatas is a good movie. I'm just saying.
it was pretty funny what you had to say. He's like the only person that I know that doesn't like Shata outside of myself. Everybody else, you don't like Shatas, you need to get shot,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, that's why I said movie.
It was, yeah, me too. And I'm proud to come out the closet and be a Shatas hater.
As a man of Jamaican descent, I'm
yes.
appalled.
The nigga man,
appalled at the
regular
niggery.
black guy hates Shatas, but when you hear a man from Jamaica say that he hates Shatas, I don't think I was crazy. And he's definitely not crazy. But anyway, so like, I've heard in passing that some studios are like reaching out to like young black filmmakers. But you always hear that though.
Exactly.
Even in the 90s you would hear stuff like that we're reaching out to young black filmmakers. So what you're saying is even these guys giving opportunities, if depending on the script you got, it's probably not gonna see the light of day if it's not what sells.
Exactly. Or even if they like the script, they're gonna change it to fit the narrative that they need to fit the whole agenda.
Message.
All right, we gotta pay the water bill. Be back in a second.
For sure. All right.
All right. So if you're wondering, why are we talking about music? Why are we talking about movies and entertainment? I feel like it all comes full circle because like we need these things. We need entertainment, art. Not everybody can sell CMOS. Not everybody's gonna be a billionaire. If we're gonna be a community, if we're gonna be like together, if we're gonna have generational wealth, like how important are these things to that? Music, art, movies. I feel like they're very important. How about you?
It is. I mean, they're very influential, and that's the key to music and movies and like painting and art and different things like that. So what you're trying to build is a community like we see now, then yes, that is what you need.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm always thinking about the other side of the coin.
So, speak, bro. What's the other side of the coin now?
I'm just thinking like
A community like now. So you saying like I feel like in history they always had those things. No matter what culture it was,
yeah, everybody
what
was
country.
doing something, but it was according to what they felt they could do, not just necessarily being forced into this job here. Because remember back in the day, or like ancient times, I guess we'll call it, people used to sell like things that they made, sell
Right.
things that they could do.
They
And this
got
was
like a
things
barter
that you
system, too.
made, yeah. And you had the skill. It's not like, hey, I work for this person, and maybe one or two people would do
Yeah,
that,
it might be.
but they were still learning an actual skill that they could eventually go off and do something on their own when time came, or maybe the nigga died, or you just want to go somewhere else. And it's not like that anymore. Like the way that a lot of these jobs are set up, especially like you work in retail and shit like that. What is retail gonna do for you?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing, because most of the time you're on a goddamn register or pointing a laser gun at items and shit. You're not actually learning skills that you could build somewhere else and actually build a community. And that's another thing that we miss, and we missing a community that is full of skilled people. We're missing the community of doctor. Yes, we're definitely
Because
missing.
I see doctors, black lawyers, black people at head of corporations.
Do they live in your
black
community?
people with trades, black. There's so.
That's
But
all I'm
it's
saying.
here's the thing: you see all these black people with these things, but niggas can't stick together.
And that's what I'm saying. We have these things, but we are not a community with it. We are separate with these things. We live in white areas and stuff when we have that type of money. Instead of staying in the hood or what you would call the hood and building it into a neighborhood or whatever the hell you want to call it.
But you can't build with niggas. I'm just speaking for those in that situation. You have a business, you try to put your people on, people always fuck you over, it seems like.
I mean,
Yeah, see, it's like it comes full circle, but sometimes we run into the same roadblocks.
I'm saying yes, it can happen, but how many times can it actually work if we just gave it a try instead of going into it with that negative thought?
So you feel like that's.
I feel like
I
some
don't
of it
feel
is
like that.
induced.
I want to be optimistic.
I want to be optimistic too, and that's why I'm going with this thought.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, how much is it of reality, and how much is it of stories that we keep hearing from movies and shit over and over? So.
Yeah, so you feel like the movies are kind of like giving that.
Movies, news, because I mean we'll hear stories of like these one-offs and shit, but you keep watching shows or news segments of these one-offs, and then you start thinking it's everybody because you yourself keep seeing it over and over at a frequent amount. So then you start creating the stereotypes,
And people imitating that. That's why it seems like in the last 4 to 5 years, there's been a rise of like black entrepreneurs, black self-owned business, to where it just start to sound trendy.
Yeah, I mean it technically is a trend, yeah, or it was, especially around COVID. Because I mean I think that's where the real trend started. Because remember, to get the PPP loan, you had to have a business. So these niggas had to act like they were really doing business and shit so that they could get the money.
Now it's like I don't know nobody black, older, younger, our age, that ain't selling something, that isn't a content creator. They might have their regular career, but they're
Trying to do something else.
yeah. And
I mean, you have to
you
in this
have to
industry.
in this. Yeah, you have to this day and age.
Yeah.
So it's no slight to that. I respect that. But it's like everybody's in the same lane, if that makes sense. Kind of doing the
But-
same things.
But what is it? A lot of the videos out now though. A lot of the videos are out now where like, oh, look at me, look at my car, look at my house, look at my this. You can have this too if you watch my videos and take my master class. Like this,
yeah.
like this is why you have this repetition over and over and over.
Because it hasn't become about a message.
Yeah, and the thing is, these people are not real about what they're trying to do. They're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. And when you're trying to get rich quick, you're going to keep failing because you don't have an actual plan to get the money.
That's another thing, too. We talk about generational wealth. We talk about having money, owning things, not renting or being in debt, but owning things. What are we going to do once we do that? What will we do with money? Once you acquire these things, what is your plan to do?
Exactly.
Like, what black people, what is our plan outside of, paying rent for everybody or just living better in America? What if we all had $1 million? What would we do with it? What if we did come together as a community? What's the plan?
Or
just to live
some
in.
people say they'll invest. What are you going to invest in? Like, have you have it written out? Are you looking at these stocks or these whatever you're trying to get into? Are you looking into it now, or are you waiting to actually have money before you do it? Like, you have to be on top of all your plans, and that's how you make them successful. A plan will fail if there's a hole in it. That's just how it works. But if you make a foolproof plan, it can't fail. So to have a foolproof plan, you have to study what you're trying to achieve thoroughly and look at all the different ways it takes to get it. Look at all the ways it can fail, and then you make your own plan of how to execute the achievable of achieving that shit.
So it's okay to have a plan A, plan B, plan C.
You're going to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, because I mean,
That's all
especially when
part
you're
of
in
the
a new,
plan.
yeah, exactly, and especially when you're in a new field or something, or you going in something new, it's not always going to work out the first time. Never works out the first time. From
Yeah, it never does.
Never. So you gonna have different plans. You may have to start doubling up the alphabet on how many plans you go through. But it's about you feel me?
This is the triple B.
Yeah, bro. So you have to be diligent and actually want this shit, and eventually it will come. It's just that some things take, well, everything takes sacrifice to achieve, and for everybody it's a different sacrifice and different level of sacrifice.
Right.
And because we see somebody else get it like this, we're like, damn, how they get it like this? Like, that's not how it works for us in our universe. So you have to come to terms with that and do what it takes to achieve it in your universe.
Okay. I see.
We still got 3 minutes.
Alright. So, I guess what I took from that is faith.
Yeah.
This isn't just, I'm going to get this done, or like writing affirmations on a vision board and all that, or setting your intentions and all that. You got to have faith.
And you have to have a plan.
Yeah,
like,
you got to have faith in a plan.
Faith in a plan.
What is it? I guess your plan won't work without faith.
Both.
You got to have both of them.
Your
together.
faith won't work without a plan, and your plan won't work without faith.
That's perfect, yeah.
Because you could have faith, oh, this is going to work out, but you don't know unless you've actually planned out how it's supposed to work out. And your plan is never going to work out if you don't believe it's going to work out, because then you're starting to put negative energy on the whole idea, which is going to make it go wrong.
This goes into something interesting. People who are so conscious into this spiritual stuff, you know, it's kind of more faith, less planning.
Mm-hmm.
People who aren't, who kind of look at the spiritual person or the conscious man as like irresponsible, lazy, broke. They're more plan without faith.
Mm-hmm.
Why not get together with the conscious nigga and the just regular everyday nigga and, you know, have the plan and have the faith?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't get with somebody like that, then you have to become that.
Exactly.
And
become the change you want to see.
You had to do that throughout life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still striving to get the money, but
so it's like in your situation,
the mindset is there.
The faith is there. The plan is there. And part of the plan is to get the bread.
Yeah. The thing is, maybe sometimes when I was going through life, I either had one or the other, never at the same time.
That's the same here. I'm a living testament of that. Faith, no plan.
Exactly.
Plan,
no
faith.
Yeah.
Money, no plan, no faith.
Money.
So you just, hey, some of y'all have probably figured it out, but if you're watching this, chances are you've probably been stuck in somewhere between the three like us.
Yeah.
So we're giving some.
We back. What's again this song, niggas?
Yep, so how do we bring that full circle? Having faith, having a plan, having everything you need to make that plan work as a community. Not just, you know, we shared our personal experience, but like how can we do it as a community? My observation is we can plan for anything. Niggas are the best at planning for mundane shit. We need more faith in ourselves, more faith in each other. But that's just my observation. I could be wrong. How you feel?
I definitely feel that, because the faith in each other is a big part in where we lack at, because I don't know if we got it on the camera, but when I was saying like how the way that because we keep seeing these images over and over by watching the news. Like, say I watch the news and I keep seeing these poor images of us over and over. It makes me have a bad idea of how my people are going to act outside of my domicile. So the key is to not let outside influences, like I say every week, stop letting outside influences infect your internal and affect how you treat others and how you go about your life, because a lot of this shit is make-believe. Or there'll be one-offs and then you blame a whole nation of people for how 6 people act out of how many millions.
This is where the programming is effective, I feel like, because you say those 6 people, then you got like 1,000 people trying to imitate those 6 people, is what I noticed in the community. If there is a black community, it's like everybody's trying to all reach for like 6 different archetypes, man or woman, and then they're just copycats of that. You feel me? Like, does that make sense?
But that's what a stereotype is.
Okay.
So the key is to stop trying to become these stereotypes, because that's all you're going to see in media. The media is nothing but stereotypes. Same way how they stereotype white people as in this grandiose light, like they can do no wrong, or they're just victims of these things. These things just seem to happen to them. That's by design. That's how media has portrayed them. So that's your idea of them. Unless, even today, you know their history, or at least the history of their ancestors. Or you even know what some of them are doing today. And yet, some of them, or some of y'all would say, oh, fuck them, whatever. But you still playing in their game, kissing their ass, and talking about you need money.
What you do.
No,
but that goes to...
You only need money because you're playing within the game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, I'm just going to leave it there. Like, so we're playing the game, right? Let's say we're still playing the game. Yeah, you got to get money. You're not playing the game, you don't need no money, though. I'll just leave it there.
I guess that's something you got to deal with your spirit on that.
Exactly. Because think about some of them homeless niggas. Them homeless niggas don't play the game. Now,
the ones that are playing the homeless game the right way.
Yeah.
Them niggas be having more than people with houses. 3 meals a day. They wash they behind.
Yeah. And
they're pretty clean.
And they got thousands of dollars. Because people just give them random amounts of money. And what do they got to spend it on? Now, I'm not saying that's a life to live or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, bro, there's different ways of going about life, and we don't have to keep playing into these so-called preset roles that are given to us all the time.
What if that person doesn't consider themselves homeless? They just consider themselves a nomad.
Exactly.
You might see a person just walking. He don't got no place to be. You might, he don't got a whip, but he could be a millionaire on the low.
For real.
Just traveling. Like, not everybody views the world the same way. And we easily bite on stereotypes because...
Especially in the Blacc Cult. As the Blacc Cult, we love stepping on people's differences, even within our own people, and we gotta grow up, bro. That's how they got us, bro. That's how they got us on them ships, bro. We gotta grow up and start uniting.
Something you said interesting. You said, like, we're already tribal. Like, we were already, we already looked at other people a little different. Our own people a little different. What you say, like, this tribe had a big nose and the other people got small feet.
Yeah, it's
but they didn't go about it in a hateful way. If they had differences then.
Because we had this, but the thing is, but that too, and we had our own spaces to go back to.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
We're all literally, like, well, at least where they want to bunch black people are in these so-called urban areas and shit. We're bunched up together all these different tribes of people, these different thoughts and lifestyles and shit.
That they're not even aware of.
Yeah,
We're not even aware
and then
of.
and then that's what causes the friction because everybody's living different. Nobody's of the same tribe. They literally threw a mass of different tribes under one thing. Like, oh,
It told you to be one way.
Exactly.
That just goes to knowledge itself.
Yeah,
But
right.
how can you have knowledge itself when you have no reference point? So I understand.
I halfway understand as well, but that's where it comes back to the spirit because the spirit will guide you back to your ancestry every time. You just have to ask, and you have to have faith in where it leads you.
Yeah.
Because that's how I found a lot of my history. So it's up to you guys. Do you have faith in the spirit for real, or is this just some video game to you, or just some talking point?
Yeah. That's where it all comes down to. We brought up movies, music, art, entertainment. We talked about like throughout history how it's used for propaganda and it can be used to help. But to start anywhere, we need a plan and we need to have faith if we want to do that.
Yeah, faith in that plan, bro.
And I feel like it may be small right now, but I'm a part of that. I'm trying to do my best with that and contribute in any way I can. Ill Frame Entertainment. We meet people all the time who are on it or say they are. So just do your part, man, and have faith. The plan is being drawn out. The faith is here.
Yeah.
Now niggas need a little money, but like you said, shit, we're not playing by the game, so money comes and goes. We don't even think of it as money.
Exactly. And if you have the right people, you'll never actually need money to get the thing going. You just need the space after that. Because if everybody just uses their skill for free and then they worry about the money later, there you go. But
that's too much game you giving them niggas.
I mean, it's not game. People just need to get over their greed, bro.
Yeah.
Real shit.
Damn, that's another thing. But that comes from not having faith.
Yeah.
You feel like you'll never have enough.
Yeah, so you don't even trust the person to work with you and get that shit going.
Okay.
But I guess we can get to the science of the day.
What's today's mathematics, God?
Today's mathematics is May 12th, so it's power, knowledge, wisdom.
I say power. Power, what we just talked about. We have the power to, it's cliche. I feel like it's just beat all the way into the ground. But we have the power to have generational wealth. We have the power to have a community.
That's what you want, okay.
We have the power. You listen and have the power to do that. And even if that doesn't happen, you have the power within yourself to do all these things in your own universe, your own little universe. I don't know if that'll ever happen, if black people will ever unite in that way that niggas have been telling us to do for centuries.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you can start with yourself. You can start with the person who you sending this podcast to. So you can start there. That's the power that you have.
To me, it just means like power can come through knowledge and wisdom. So going through all these trials and tribulations, or learning of it, and like learning from other people's experiences too, because that's what helps you to not have to experience hardships and things. Sometimes listening to others' experiences, actually going through it instead of just having a hard head about the situation and having to feel it for yourself. So power comes from knowledge and wisdom, which brings understanding, and then which helps you build destroy. If you add all the numbers together, 5 plus 1 plus 2 makes 8 to build destroy.
So I mean, when you figure out how to build a destroy, how can you apply that to what we just talked about?
You use the knowledge and wisdom that you got, or that you got from it, to make power. the power to create, the power to build generational wealth, power to do anything you want on this planet, because we are gods and we're here to do whatever we want to do.
Shout out to Panic. He said, you know, at the end of the day, we all really want to connect back to source.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have a term for it, or like you can't identify it in your subconscious, we all want to go back to source. But you can do that while you're here.
For sure.
And you have the power to do that while you're here. So I guess the knowledge is the plan, the wisdom is the faith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, to have faith, you're going to go through the experience. You're going to go through trials or sacrifice.